NFL Week 6 is here, and I got your ATS previews, picks, and more, and you're going to be surprised at what's going to happen in the late games. Let's get right to it. In London, Titans and Ravens. I know all the trends point to the Titans. The Titans, Vrabel, he's great as an underdog, 28-18-1 as a dog. He's 25-12-1 ATS, getting more than 3 points. And I know Lamar hasn't been good as a favorite. He's 2-12 ATS as a favorite of more than 3 points, which is the worst in the NFL. But expect the Ravens to use a hurry-up offense this week. That's what I've been told. And look for a lot of points in this one. I know London teams have been pretty good. Straight up, they're 30-10. Straight up and 26-15 against the spread. The dog covered last week, so why not the favorite this week? It's the Ravens and the over in London. Seattle and Cincinnati. I know I said earlier in the week I may like Seattle. Looks good, looks enticing. They're off of a bye week, and historically, Pacific teams going to the East Coast and playing after a week of rest, they're 46-29-3 against the spread since 2009. Seattle's covered 3 straight, but before that they were 1-9 against the spread. But I think I gotta go with Burrow here. He's very healthy now. Their offense lit up the Cardinals last week, and they're coming to life. And Burrow, check this out, this is a strong trend. Burrow is 17-3-1 against the spread versus non-division opponents, and 17-4-1 versus teams that are coming off ATS covers, which Seattle Seahawks are. I'm going to lean towards Bengals here and the over. I think they're going to easily be able to win this game by at least a field goal at home. The 49ers, 15 consecutive wins in the regular season. Purdy's been amazing. He's looked great in October, 9-1 straight up with the 49ers. He was great with Iowa State. But Purdy's he's 8-0 ATS at home, but he's only 2-3 ATS on the road, and this is a very tough Browns defense. They've only 6 red zone attempts all year the opponents have been against the Browns, and the Browns are off of a nice little bit of rest. I expect this one to be close, a lot closer than people think. And teams who lose by 17 points against teams that have won by 17 points or more in their previous games, which the Niners are coming off the Cowboys, 109-73-4 against the spread the last 20 years, and that's the Browns. This is up to a touchdown now, and I would not be surprised if the Browns won this outright or kept it within a field goal. New Orleans Saints have been my team all year, and they're covering and covering and covering and going under. 5 straight unders, 14-1 under the last 15 and 11 straight dating back to last year, the Saints. But expect that to change this week. I love the over. Big steam move on the over in this game. And I know a lot of people are backing the Saints and the Texans under, and they don't think that a lot of scoring will be put up in this game, but I do. A lot of points in this game. And I know Derek Carr hasn't been good on the road. He's 20-31 against the spread on the road. But with Kamara back and the public backing the Texans and they're down from 2.5 to 1.5, there's a lot of line value here. Saints are 31-13 straight up on the road and 28-15-1 ATS on the road. I'm backing the Saints and the over against the overrated Texans. And I say they're overrated, underrated, go back week to week, but the Texans are coming off the most emotional road game loss last week, and I love betting against teams coming off road emotional losses where they were close and they lost it at the end. Saints in the over. Colts and Jags. I had the Jags big as a lock of the week last week against the Bills, but not this week. I mean, the Colts are very sneaky good this year. They're sneaking with Jonathan Taylor back. Their running game and their offense just got a lot of support. And I'm telling you, even though Minshew's only 2-9 against the spread, I still like Gardner Minshew in this role, and I think that the 4 is too much. And with the overinflation, with the public perception of Anthony Richardson not playing, I think this is just a field goal game at the best. And the Jags really play better teams much better than they play less competition. I'm taking the Colts, and I'm taking the 4. Carolina, Miami, and I'm sure everybody's going to be on the Dolphins. The Dolphins, yes, they're strong, and it could be another blowout for the Dolphins. Panthers, the only winless team. They're 0-5 this year. But winless teams after Week 5 are surprisingly good against the spread, especially on the road. 40-27 winless teams after Week 5 on the road. And teams that were double-digit favorites like the Dolphins back-to-back weeks are not that good. 52-62 against the spread, and if they covered their previous game like the Dolphins did against the Giants, 21-36 against the spread. And the Dolphins have a big primetime game with the Eagles next Sunday night at Philly. I wouldn't be surprised if they overlooked the Panthers here. 14's way too much. I'm taking Carolina to wake up and cover this 14. Chicago Bears, I had them the other night against Washington. Great win, 40-20. But why is the line 4? With Jefferson out too, they opened this line 4, not 3, not 2.5 at Chicago. I mean, Chicago's bad. Minnesota's bad. I hate betting Minnesota, but I think this is the right spot for Minnesota. The Bears are just 5-19 against the spread versus the division the last couple years. And you got to trust the better defense, but both defenses really suck. But here's a trend. When both defenses give up more than 24 points per game, the under is actually 54-32. And there's been a big move on the under in this football game. Went from 47.5 down to 44. I'm backing the Vikes and the under in this one against the Bears. Atlanta, Washington. This is a tough one. The line's 2.5. That's what it should be. Desmond Ridder, though, 31-0 straight up at home. Can't buck that trend. And he's 19-12 ATS as well. But I got a feeling Washington's going to come in and put up some points, along with the Falcons putting up points. I like the over in this game. I like a lot of points in this one. I don't really have a feel for the side. 2.5, so real iffy line at Atlanta. I mean, if the lines makers really love the Falcons this week, they would make them at least a field goal at home. If I had to take a side, I'd have to take Washington, but I'm definitely playing the over. And as we move on to the late games, all I'm going to tell you is bet every single underdog. That's it. I know Mac Jones is 3-13 as an underdog in his career, and he's like 0-12 the last 12, but the Patriots will cover the 3 against the Raiders. The Cardinals will cover against the Rams getting 7. The Jets will cover against the Eagles getting 7. The Bucs will cover against the Lions plus the 3.5, and the Giants will cover against the Bills. It will be, mark my words, a sweep in the late games on all underdogs in the NFL for Week 6. Yes, all late games will be dogs. Watch.